I know this is gonna be hard to believe, guys, but this is my first iPhone I've ever bought. I remember one time at work, somebody said, "Brian, why don't you use an iPhone?" And another coworker responded and said, "Oh, he's an Apple hater." But to tell you the truth, I've never had a reason to buy an iPhone. Back in the day, either the screen was too small, it was too expensive, or it just didn't have certain features that I could find on a lot of Android phones. So yeah, I guess I bought this more out of just curiosity more than anything. I mean, I've bought an iPad and I just got the new iPad Air. Now, to be honest, I don't really use those as much as my Android tablets. And if I go on vacation or something, yeah, I usually grab an Android tablet over an iPad. But I don't know, does that sound like an Apple hater just because I've never bought an iPhone and everyone else has? But enough of that, let's get into this iPhone 12 and see if I made a mistake. Now, the main reason I went with the iPhone 12, it's one of the cheaper ones. I still think they're overpriced for what you're getting, but hey, who knows, this is my first iPhone. I definitely didn't want to get the mini, and the other ones just felt like way too much money to spend on an iPhone. I do like it that you get 5 different colors. I went ahead and got product red, which apparently is going to combat COVID-19 going on right now. Now, I have no idea why. Apple's charging me $30 more because I want an unlocked version. There's a shocker. And then of course the base model is only 64 gigabytes. So I spent $50 more and got the 128 gigabyte version. Oh, and if you want some case ideas, I'll be making a best cases video for the iPhone 12 coming up. So definitely be looking for that. Wow, they make it really easy to take the plastic off. Okay, yeah, this actually looks really good in person. Now, I saw some photos online where people were trying to say this wasn't red. Here it is right next to my OnePlus 8T box, which is a really bright red. And yeah, it's actually pretty close to that. I think one reason might be that it's glass on the back. So depending on what the lighting is gonna change what it looks like. The red is a little bit darker there around the metal edges. And you can see it's got the alert slider, volume buttons, and SIM card tray. The alert slider, or I don't know what they call this on iPhones, but I love on my OnePlus phone, it's got something very similar. And then you got the power button on the other side. It does have dual cameras now, so that's nice to see. And then speakers and charging port there on the bottom. I actually like the flat edge on this. It sort of reminds me of the older iPhones, which I think some of those actually look better than what some of the newer ones look like. I gotta say, overall, it looks pretty decent. For whatever reason, they're still using a lightning adapter, but on the iPad Air, they're using USB-C to USB-C, so I'm not quite sure what's going on there. Of course, it comes with an Apple sticker. That's cool, I'll probably stick that right over my Android stickers. Then you got the SIM card ejection tool, product red information, although this is when they supported AIDS instead of COVID, but they're not gonna spend money to reprint that. I just love how they put designed by Apple in California. We all know what it should say. So I don't know if you noticed this, but they don't include the charger anymore, supposedly to save the planet. Now the iPads still come with the chargers, so they don't really care about saving the planet with that product. Now hopefully my phone doesn't blow up or something by using my Android chargers, because I have a feeling they're all gonna charge at different rates. So at least when setting up the phone, they do give you a lot of different options. You can back up from iCloud, Mac or PC, directly from another iPhone, or even from Android. It seems like setup is very similar to on my new iPad Air. And it does have this true tone display. You can see without it, it definitely makes it brighter or more blue. It's also got light and dark mode, so that's nice. So it's got standard or zoomed. Yeah, I don't think I need larger text. Thanks though. Okay, so it does seem somewhat similar to my iPad. Swipe down to the right to get your control center. Sadly, I'm probably gonna have to look through these tips to see how to use this thing. So you've got Face ID, go straight to home. Take control, I just stumbled across that one. Ask Siri, I don't know how much I'll be doing that. Apple Pay, okay. Swipe up to switch between apps, okay. Looks like you've got a flashlight on the lock screen, okay. Oh yeah, charge wirelessly. I did happen to get one of these MagSafe chargers. Of course the MagSafe charger doesn't come with a charging brick either. Luckily I've got this USB-C one from my new iPad Air. It will stick to the bottom of the phone. but it'll only charge where the Apple logo is. Why is that not charging? There you go. Maybe in the comments below you guys can answer this. Why is there an Apple store and then there's an App Store? How many stores do you need? I gotta say, so far, this doesn't really seem that much different than Android. Even when you swipe over, you've got access to all of your apps, which I didn't even know that was possible. I thought they just all saved onto the home screen. And then it's nice to swipe to the left to get all of your news and stuff. Again, very similar to what Android does with the Google News feed. So if you're familiar with gestures on Android, which I gotta say I never use that, but from time to time I will, it's really not that much different than this. Okay, I just noticed the iPhone has double tap to wake. Again, this isn't much different than Android. I gotta say, I'm sort of surprised. Here's a quick size comparison next to my OnePlus 7 Pro and the Google Pixel 4a. You can see it's just a little bit bigger than the Pixel 4a. And then of course, the OnePlus 7 Pro just kind of dwarfs the other two. But I've got one more question for you guys. Let's say I have all these apps open. How do you clear all those? Is the only option to clear each one individually? Because on Android, you just say, clear all. I keep wanting to use a fingerprint scanner on this, but then I remember, oh yeah, there is none. I have a feeling they're gonna bring the Touch ID back and just put it on the power button, similar to the new iPad Air. Like pre-ordering. I pre-ordered this, and for some reason it always feels like a lifetime. Nice thing is it comes in 5 different colors. You've got space gray, silver, rose gold, green, and sky blue. Then you got 2 different storage options, include a USB-C charging brick. So if you're buying your first iPhone, just buy an iPad, then you'll have a charger. So even though this is the green color, it looks a little bit different depending on how the light hits it. To me, it looks more green in person than on... Surprisingly, the speakers on this are actually louder than I thought they'd be. Okay, so it looks like screen resolution on here actually goes up to 2160p. Not bad, Apple, not bad. Okay, so let's check out the camera real quick just to see how different it is than my Android phones. Looks like they have a new quick take video. Tap and hold the shutter to record a quick video. Drag the shutter to the left for burst. Okay. So it looks like you've got time lapse, slow-mo, video, photo, portrait, and then you've also got panorama. Looks like you can just swipe left and right to switch between modes. Okay, pretty similar to Android. A few options down here at the bottom. Looks like flash, live auto, aspect ratio, which I'm guessing the 16:9 is that second lens, exposure, timer, and then it looks like you got a bunch of filters. Okay, so it's actually telling me to move way back. Okay, so I am a little bit surprised. So it tells you to move back and forth on portrait, just like Android. But look how good this photo looks. I mean, that's like pixel quality right there. Those of you watching that already have an iPhone, does this huge notch get in the way? Because that thing looks massive. I'm so used to my OnePlus 7 Pro where there's like nothing on the screen. Okay, so that actually looks pretty decent. That wide angle lens definitely helps. So here's some more photos and video, just to give you an idea of what the cameras look like on here. Good news is, photos on the iPhone 12 are really good. Definitely right up there with the Pixel phones by Google. However, Apple uses some kind of weird file formats instead of JPEG. So I pretty much had to jump through hoops trying to get these photos onto my computer. Now there were times when I was using the portrait mode where it would blur too much of the photo or it would get confused where the edges were. But I think Google has that same issue sometimes with portrait mode. All I gotta say is wow. Guys, this can't be right. According to the benchmark tests, I mean, it's just destroying every single Android phone. I mean, look at this, 1500 compared to one of the fastest Android phones, OnePlus 7T and OnePlus 7 Pro. Those are only in 700s. This iPhone 12 base model is almost 1600. That's crazy. Holy Kamola. This iPhone 12 is even beating up on the 11 Pro Max. Even more on the multi-core scores. Wowzer. Why does it not want to bring up, come on, seriously? I don't know, I thought this phone was supposed to be a beast. It looks like the same settings as my Android phones for PUBG Mobile. Of course, one of the downsides to this phone is there's no headphone jack. Now this phone's really good for gaming. I was testing PUBG Mobile, Call of Duty Mobile, and Asphalt 9. All three games played really smooth. Graphics and frame rates looked really nice as well. Now it wasn't perfect. I don't think there's gonna be any issues. If you wanna buy this phone specifically for gaming, well, unless you're wanting to play Fortnite, then yeah, you're gonna have to get an Android device. I haven't had a chance to do some battery testing on this phone yet, but I'll have that information ready on the next video I do for the iPhone. But yeah, my first impressions overall is, yeah, the iPhone's actually a pretty decent phone. Now, would I buy this model again? I don't know, I feel like you could get a very similar phone by going with last year's model or even the year before for a lot less money. So if you've made it this far into the video, you may want to say thanks by subscribing, and don't forget to give a thumbs up if this video was helpful. This is Brian from Fishbee Productions. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.